Some of you are using these products every day, even if you try hard to stick to the so-called natural and organic hair products, because most in this list are hidden even in those so-called natural products. And included in this list is the one hair product you should never use more than once in your lifetime. Let's get stuck into the video. This video is brought to you by Foligrow. More on that later. The first item is what I call the smooth operator. It's added to hair products for its smoothing properties. It's a very good hair detangler, so you find it commonly in hair conditioners. It's very good at making hair strands slippery so that they are very easy to separate. But recent science has shown that it can increase the risk of non-melanoma skin cancer, even in small amounts. But the good news to finish off with is that if you buy your hair products from a reputable source, particularly in a well-regulated country, then the risk of this is quite small because the product would have been likely to have been really well refined. So what is the name of this smooth operator? It's mineral oils. So next time you buy a hair product, just have a quick look at the label to check for mineral oils. The next item on our list is what I nicknamed the Holding King. You'll find this in most style hair products because it gives that hold factor. So you'll find it in hairsprays, hair gels and hair waxes. But it has been linked to causing skin irritation and respiratory issues. So next time you buy a hair product, check for this item. And the item is PVP copolymers. Up next on our list is what I call the dodgy jelly. So this is very similar in origin to mineral oils that we covered earlier. You'll also find it in lip balms and some skin products. But science has categorically proven that in high amounts, it can increase the risk of certain cancers. But the reassuring news is if you buy your product from a reputable source, then the risk is likely to be very small because these products have been highly purified. And the item is, as you might have guessed from this picture, petroleum jelly. The next item is probably the most famous on our list, and it's a foaming agent, so it gives nice foams. It's a good cleanser as well, which is another reason companies add it to their hair products. You'll find it very commonly in shampoos because of this foaming and cleansing property. It just makes an ideal ingredient in shampoos. But it does strip moisture from the hair, both on the scalp and on the hair strands themselves. So it can be very drying. It can also be very irritating. It's definitely irritating to me. I've tried it before. Interestingly, officially it's classed as not harmful, but I know lots of people, especially people with skin conditions such as eczema, they avoid this item like the plague. And the item is, some of you will probably have heard of it, SLS or sodium lauryl sulfate. This video is brought to you by Foligrow. While most hair supplements focus on slowing down hair loss, Foligrow works on kickstarting new hair growth with a unique method. Through years of abuse from toxic hair products and destructive treatments, our hair growth cycle goes out of whack and hair growth slows down to a snail's pace. Foligrow uses a recent scientific discovery to reset hair growth to how it was in our youth. Fast, consistent hair growth resulting in strong and luscious locks. Foligrow is 100% natural and is suitable for both men and women. You can visit the website to order your Foligrow. The link is in the description below. The item on our list is the one that I think causes the biggest problem. That's why I nicknamed it the colourful problem. And it's found in big amounts in certain hair products, especially among young people. When there's a trend for this, it really just flies off the shelves. And the problem is that it penetrates very deep into the hair cuticle and causes something called oxidative damage. And this type of damage, it really destroys the hair, from the inside. Very, very bad for hair follicles. And the other problem is some companies hide coal tar in their product. So you have this main problem plus some coal tar, and coal tar carries another massive list of problems. So it really is very, very damaging to hair. So what is the name of this problem item? Some of you might have guessed. It's colors and dyes. So be very wary of coloring your hair every single month, very frequently, because this can have lasting damage. The next item is a surprising one. It's definitely been surprising to me. It's added to hair products to help in moisture retention, but ironically it has the complete opposite effect on some people. It can be very drying to the scalp and to the hair follicles themselves. And the item is alcohol, which might come as a surprise to some of you, but there's a neat trick to work out how much alcohol is in your product. Is look at the label, and the earlier the name appears on the product label, the more abundant alcohol is in your product. So that's a neat trick to employ. And there are different types of alcohol. The ones that are the most damaging are the alcohol names that have prop in them. So isopropyl or propyl, watch out for those. And if your product has this type of alcohol in high amounts, then it can be very drying and you might want to consider a different product. The next item on our list is probably the one that causes the most damage to hair out of all the items we are going to list today. And it's commonly found in hair straightening treatments such as relaxers. In high concentrations, it can basically destroy hair, break down the integrity of hair, the structure from root to tip. Can be very popular with young people, especially those who are looking to achieve a certain look. It's an item that I wouldn't advise somebody uses more than once, and definitely not unless there's a professional helping them. And as some of you might have guessed, the item is sodium hydroxide. You find this very commonly in relaxers and bleaches, and it's extremely damaging to hair.